Hi everyone. So what I do at work is I build tools, and now with the advent of I build skills that do the work for me in terms of investment research. But I obviously can't share that. So what I've done is I've built a similar skill, and I'm using it to evaluate a couple of cars and how much you would bid for them on auction. Yeah, so it's basically skills that are trans I don't know the word, but that you can they can be applied in multiple instances, right? So I'm gonna start with the GWM. This is the car. The tool only works for Nedbank auctions for now. Um, this is the car that we're looking at, right? Pretty neat. What is the spec? They don't give it here. Oh, it's a 2025 GWM P300, right? So this is the result of the tool. So it's basically telling you bid with caution overall, and then it's saying maximum put 331 is the bid price or the hammer price. In total, that will take you to about 403,000. The relative market value is 559, and then it says the difference between the 559 and the 42 is basically what you're likely to save, but there's going to be some repairs that need to be done. So the decision summary is that you must bid with auction up to 331. The vehicle is visually strong with very low mileage, but the inspection had no road test, no brake test, a flat battery, and two gateway DTCs remain current. And then the high risk reserve and high end repair allowance protects the 20% savings target that we're aiming for here. So it says there's going to be 1,700 to about 4,700 Rand worth of repairs, and then you're going to put 40,000 as a risk reserve in the event that the car doesn't have a warranty. And to get it ready to drive, it's going to be 406,000, which is about 4,000 odd above the auction payable amount, which is the highest end of this repair range. And then that is your planning headroom essentially, which is the difference between the benchmark and this. So this is the amount you'd be saving if you bid max 331, and then total of the loan is 403, and then you fix for 4.7. That's how much you'd be saving compared to going into the market. So this is the vehicle. Like I said, it's a 2025. There's the auction listing that takes you to there. It's very new. The car's very new. Risk rating, it says high. We're aiming to save 20%. And then it is an auto, and it is diesel in terms of fuel. Auction invoice, that's the refer range, that's the risk buffer. If you look at this, it says FL, front left tire. There's a warning diagnosis or sensor contingency, so you'd need to fix that for around 590. And then there's the action, so it says estimate of 850 to 2.2. So you need to test programmable sensors before fitting, and then this is the actual action. Then front right tire, same thing, and then the rear left tire, it's roughly the same thing, and then same thing. So all of the tires need some looking into. And then interior of the cabin, this is the test that it's given. So it says this, you need to stabilize the battery voltage, so you literally need to jump the car when you get there, and then you need to scan, clear, retest, and road test, and then don't replace it without direct fault. So it might just be that the battery is flat. Yeah, it says there no brake test, tire pressure, signs of spray work, medium. So they're not really seeing anything that suggests that there's been a collision with this car. And then the diagnostics, everything is low in terms of severity. The only things are the gateways, right, which were listed above there. And then this gateway as well. So the Ethernet connection unexpectedly lost. That's also on the DEKRA diagnostics test. This is the repair budget, so those warning signals for 2.2, and then the gateway for 2.5. That's the 4.7 that it says. And then these are the comparable sales. So there's this from We Buy Cars. It just takes you to the link. Okay, it's not finding that. Let me click on the second one in midstream. It's also not finding that. What about this one? it's not finding that. Let me, it's not, okay, let's say GWM. Okay, GWM, P series. Okay, GWM, so bulky, P series. Okay, variant, yeah, 2 liter 4x4 auto. 2 liter 4x4 auto. Yeah, okay, so 2021 is 360 and then this one is 344. Those are not the ones that it's picking up, so it's picking up 2024. Let's see. I didn't filter on price, so let's see. P series, yes. Let me kill the variant. I probably got that wrong. Yeah, 2024. Okay, yeah. So they've got the 415, 417, 413, 380, 399. There's one with a very low mileage. Let me see here. There's a 2025, yeah, 2024 with 6,000 mileage. So let's filter the mileage. Yeah, 613. Okay, it's not finding that, and that's not even in the dome. Oh, it is in the dome. Yeah, there's the mileage. That here it says 6113, so I'm not sure about that. But this is the car that is comparable to it, right? The 475. So it basically says maximum here, bid 331, and then get out with 402. But if you don't want to do that, then these are the comparable amounts that you should be looking at if you were to buy in the open market. I'm going to go to the next car. I'm a bit disappointed that it doesn't do direct search, but that's something I'll have to fix. The second car is this. It's a Nissan NV200. It's for people who want to do shuttle business or escola transport. Yeah, it's pretty neat. What is it? Yeah, 3.6, probably a 9-seater. Yeah, okay. Nice and compact. Trade value, it's estimated at 167,000. So what we've said is don't bid on it. And it's saying clean market bench is about 159. The repair range is about 33 to 66,000. Expected ready, it's going to take you about 50k. Planning headroom is 90, so have 100k, but we're expecting you're going to only use 50 of it. And then it says, yeah, it picks up all of the cars. Oh, it's a 7-seater plus the 2 at the front. Cost stack, it's saying it's gonna take you like 66k. Like, it's a lot of money to repair. The tires, right, they all fit 4 matching tires to the Pro spec. Yeah, the tires are flat, so the thread, same thing here. And on that one, the front left ball joint also needs replacement. The interior, system diagnostics, seat upholstery also needs looking into, but obviously that's medium, it's not critical. The critical one is this, the actual airbag or steering repairs deliberately unbounded, and we don't know how much that's going to cost. That's the issue. So manufacturer capable diagnosis, wiring connector, clock spring, airbag system inspection, stable so you need to do that test before you actually have to do the repairs. But because we don't know how much the repairs are going to cost, we're saying don't bother bidding on this one. The windscreen is chipped, so that's also a roadworthy, relevant fault. The right side mirror, that's also roadworthy, relevant. The front fog lamp, that's also quite important. The left door panel, I think these are aesthetic, so we don't actually have to add this here. These are nice to haves more than anything. The right door, same thing, might need fixing. Bonnet to the hood needs repairs as well. They think some work has been done there. So you can prioritize that, but I think that that's pretty aesthetic. And then it basically looks at the DEKRA and the diagnostic test. And yeah, this is the main one that we're saying we don't know how much to quote it, so we'd rather you don't bid on this. And then this is the diagnostic assessment. So battery is usually flat for these cars, you shouldn't worry about that, but everything else that's especially recurring is quite important, which is why they're highlighting the airbag issue. And then this is the repair budget. So let's look at the airbags. They couldn't find it here, that's why they didn't add it. But if the windscreen, for instance, that's going to be about 300 to 500 rand. The seats are going to be 4,000 to 8,000, but those are aesthetics. The panels are quite expensive, which is why the budget to fix this is quite high. Then there's the parking brake. Yeah. Okay, so they're saying this basically ranges from 130 to 230 if you were to go to the market yourself. Let's see if the link is gonna work now. Okay, yes, so we did find an NV300 for 180,000. This one is a panel van, so it's not comparable, but we did find this one for 180 if that's the direction you want to go. There's also one for 120, so it's quite nice to see that the link does work for cars.coza. Let's see if this one is gonna work. That also takes us to the same page. Let's see, this one also takes us to cars.coza. So the cars are there, the comparables are there, and this package puts it nicely in one place for us. And then the bid calc is basically clean market value minus desired savings, minus repair bid allowance, minus risk reserve, minus maximum auction invoice. If we're wanting to save 32k, we want to put a bid allowance of 60, then they're saying don't bother doing this. Inspection gaps, the battery is flat, no test drive, engine number not verified, safety system repair scope not established. Red flags, current driver airbag DTC, again more on the airbags. The tires, all four need replacing. The front ball joint needs replacing. The parking brake imbalance is outside the legal range, but that gets fixed at a service, and then there hasn't been a test drive for this. And then there's a bunch of sources that basically speak here. And then they're saying the clean benchmark test is low confidence because the current clean We Buy Cars exact 7-seat comparables were unavailable. It went to cost.coza instead. And then the repair budget prices no roadworthy items and diagnosis, but deliberately exclude an assumed airbag module replacement because the DTC does not prove which component exactly failed. Yeah, that's basically what we're seeing over here, right? Cool. I'm gonna go to the last one, the Polo. As a Polo driver myself, I like knowing where Polos are at the moment. So this is a TSI ET, and it looks good inside. It looks fresh. It looks well kept. It's new, 30,000 Ks on the dash. Let's see what the tool says. So the tool says don't bid. Clean market benchmark is 311,000. It says it's going to take you between 12,000 and 25,000 to fix, but expected ready to drive will be about 18, so mid of that. And then planning headroom is about 290,000, right? Yeah, it's just giving you that. It's automatic DSG and it's a petrol car. Okay, so lots of work. So front rear tire 1mm tread needs replacement. Same thing with the front left. The back wheels look fine. Left door, that's just aesthetic. Right door, also aesthetic. The rear bumper, that's also aesthetic. Left rear cross member, there's some damage there, so that needs a chassis geometry and not bound by the report. So that means we couldn't actually get a quote for that. Then right front body, that's dented. Left sill also dented, that's just aesthetics. Windscreen, that's roadworthy relevant, that needs fixing. Belly or under belly plates are damaged and the engine gearbox inside was covered, limiting inspection. Interior wise, the battery was flat. Then there's chip marks on the bonnet, bumper paintwork. I would actually bid on this. Fuel tank damage. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that before I read that. So there's fuel tank damage, so that would need to be fixed. Again, we can't get an actual amount on what that's gonna cost. which is a bit disappointing. But yeah, so I would say the fuel tank is the biggest one. Yeah, the fuel tank, I would put that as critical. The cross member is also critical. Speaks to the structure of the car and the safety. Battery you would need to replace. And yeah, the diagnostics test, there's an internal malfunction which is sporadic, so that might need to be retested with a working battery that isn't flat. And then here you've got a sort of a repair budget, just indicative. So just the tires that need replacement, the windscreen, and then these are just cosmetic, and then this is electrical on the battery. So the one thing about MFC is that by the time that they test the cars, the car batteries are flat. So I always notice that in their DEKRA reports. And then these are the different prices for comparables, right? So if you open this, let's see if it actually takes you to the actual car. No, it doesn't. So I think We Buy Cars is blocking anything that's automated that comes through. Let's see if this is gonna work. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't wanna. Why it doesn't wanna search. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't want to search, but there's obviously a Polo somewhere here. Let's see. Yeah. Polo. Let's see. Okay, 2024 up. $2024 and up, mileage less than 30k. We're looking for comparables, right? So let's see. Where's my mileage? All of a sudden I can't see. Okay, let's do 30k. Close filters, so 283, 261, 308, or 310, 340, or 334. There's not a shortage of them, but as you can see, they're quite expensive. I mean, this one's already going now at 290, and it's certified road ready for the road. Then there's this one for 44. I actually didn't make it DSG, but that's fine. You can see the comparables do exist. It's just that the links doesn't go directly. But yeah, they range from about 285 to 332. That's what they're basically picking up over here. But yeah, those are the three cars. Let me know what you guys think about the tool and about how do I say, not scalable, how this can also be applied in the workplace, right? Because it's basically just research. So if someone clicks on something, they can get more information about that particular topic in investments. Yeah, so I just did it for this specific thing, but I can do it quickly here because I've done it before at work. Yeah. Please like, share, subscribe, and if there's any cars from MFC auctions that you want me to look into, drop them in the comments and let me know what you think.